be a test. This is going to be a black screen, actually. Hold on. Give me a second. Display capture. There. You guys actually get to watch me go through my settings now. Hooray. It's so lovely, isn't it? All right. Stream delay's on. That's good. So, hello, everybody. I have been informed that there's a tournament going on. So I'm going to do a tournament thing. Oh, whoops. Well, I'm going to cast a tournament thing. The second one, apparently. But that's okay. Wait, what? Okay. So it's going to be up in a couple minutes. Obviously, nothing's here because, you know, stream delay. But, yeah. How we all doing today? It's gonna be a good time. Watching all my homeboys here. It's gonna be great. All right. Oh, right. Sorry. There we go. I forgot the display capture doesn't capture full screen things. Here we go. Yeah, let's get some music on. Where is my music stuff? Let's find one of the Monster Cat album mixes. I think I have to scroll down a while to find them, which is kind of sad, or mildly frustrating because all their podcasts count as individual albums on Spotify. Oh, no. 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 Where are these things? They're really far. Wait. Oh, did they separate them? Where are their albums? Oh, is it seriously under all their singles and EP listings? Oh, geez. That's going to be a lot of things to scroll down through. Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll down for a while. Anything for the music? Because I like listening to the Monster Cat podcasts, but that's not very good for the for listening to music-y things in the background, because you're gonna hear random voices in the background. It's gonna be mildly confusing. All right, we're gonna do this. Okay. I have a feeling somebody's been poking me for the last minute or two while I was doing that, actually. Okay, communication is hard, apparently. Oh boy. Alright, I should pull this up on my phone too so I can actually keep track of this chat. Alright. Alright, this will get sorted out at some point or another. I'm still, like, I'm still kind of in a haze. My coffee's kicking in, guys. It's Saturday, you know, so, I'll be conscious in a moment here, and it'll be great. Yeah. Oh my god, having two channels that look almost identical, it's really hard to determine what is, Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to go to, here. Alright, let me take a look at the bracket again. So I'm gonna tab out here. It's gonna freeze for a moment. Let's see here. Okay, so wow, we got a lot of stuff. Here. Sushi's right. We do have a lot of games to cast. Oh boy. All right, so I'm trying to get back into StarCraft here. My because this full screen might take a couple seconds. I'm gonna actually. Okay. So, okay, so I'm sorry. So, there are two separate brackets going on right now. I literally just got called in. I didn't realize that there were two different tournaments because one's called MVD and one is called MVP. And D looks very similar to P. So I just assumed that they were different, like a winner and a losers bracket style thing. I don't know. My head is a little bit spinny. So. So I will be trying to do some of the MVP stuff. And we'll see here who I end up casting, because that'll be great. I haven't casted Masters Plus in a while. I think I did that once for Proxy Tempest when they rebranded themselves as Proxy Tempest briefly before I stopped for a while. So. I think I've got this sorted out for a little bit. Okay, yeah, I'm not used to adminning things right now, and again, I'm still waking up. I'm still kind of in a fog here, so we're getting somewhere. We're progressing slowly. So wait. There's a Twitch chat here to talk to. So Whew. Oh, I just realized I blew straight into the microphone. Alright, there we go. Alright. Found one. We got a game. We did it. Okay. Here we go, guys. Alright. Good start to the day of PvP. Something that's gonna be a little bit of a... I love starting off the day with rock, paper, scissors. Nothing better to just, you know... get all my jimmies sufficiently rustled here. Alright, so... Oh, I didn't change the graphics settings. Okay. I'll do it after this game, because I probably will lag out for a few seconds if I do it right now. Alright, so spawning in the top right-hand corner with the new building skins is our red Protoss player. Do I have to say they're from Psionic Aftermath? I think we know that. It's Kingslayer. This lovely Zest picture. I'm pretty sure that's Zest. Look at that stunning face. There's no way that's not Zest. And in the bottom left-hand corner is our other Protoss player in the blue with our vanilla Nexus. Well, I guess it's blue. What is it, blueberry flavored Nexus or something? It's Paco Mike. Paco Mike. I don't know. So you see so far virtually identical builds. They're off by less than a second each. Oh, I need this nameplate. There we go. Paco Mike having a pylon in his wall off in comparison to Kingslayer, who's gone for the double gate in his wall off. That's more of a preference thing. Nothing really too significant there. The only difference is that this pylon can get sniped potentially, but it is a wall in with just two buildings. So if there's some like really fast wall that you wanted to do against some hyper aggression, then this pylon is nice because you can just wall it off a little bit faster. It also used to be more popular because photon overcharge on cannons. We see here that... Oh, okay. This is probably where his second pylon's going to be placed. I was wondering where that rally was going. I thought it was like over here or something weird. It's going to be like DT proxy or something like that. But nope, we're good. Nothing spicy like that yet. So Kingslayer is going to opt for a double Adept and a Stargate in his base. Wait, where is this? Oh, right there. Right in the front. Paco Mike does see that, so that's good for him. And on the other side of the map, we have a Stalker and a Sentry. And so... And a Twilight. There we go. So, Twilight is a little hard to predict what will come out of that. I'm assuming it's going to be Blink, but I'm not an expert on the PvP matchup. It could be like a Dark Shrine, or what are the Adept Glaives called? Glaive Beam? Glaive Cannon? I don't know. With this overlay, I can't click on everything and see what the upgrades are called. So, that's okay though. We've got the competitive elitism going down. I'm kidding, but it's funny. I complain about skins and stuff, but I normally don't see anybody else complain about it unless it's at this level or above. So it is kind of weird seeing the Nexus have a skin in the assimilators, but not the rest of the buildings. Looks kind of out of place. Doesn't match the rest of the buildings. So Pocket Mike has a significantly faster expansion. That is something to note. This pylon here definitely denotes that there's going to be some aggression going down. That's a lot of adepts coming in. That probe definitely sees that ahead of time. These Stargates opt to go for Phoenix liftoffs. Lifted up the Sentry, which is nice, and a Stalker. These Stalkers are probably just going to keep trying to run around until their buddies land back down to Earth. These Adepts not getting in anytime soon. I'd say that this aggression was pretty well thwarted by Paco here. Phoenixes will probably go in for some aggression. Or for some worker harassment into the main base. That makes sense. This shield battery definitely will help to defend against those Phoenixes, though. They'll come in. Scouting information's nice, regardless. You'll see the robo going down, and just kind of deny the gas line here. From mining correctly. Oh, I didn't realize. When they land, they don't go back to mining. So that's kind of annoying. Adepts coming in here, trying to get more kills. They do end up getting a couple workers, but they're also just going to end up going down. There was a wall off there, indeed, into the main base again. You see, if we look at the worker count, Paco is still ahead by 3, and in the mirror matchup, that's pretty important. Any amount of workers ahead beyond, like, maybe 1 or 2 is significant. Because your tech is going to look fairly similar between the two races most of the time. And your income means very similar things. So even only being 2 or 3 workers ahead is pretty significant. We see the Stalkers pushing up here, and they are Blink Stalkers, so this force field here was a nice attempt at thwarting them, but they kind of just go up instead. This Immortal here doing the best it can. Gets 2 Stalkers and 2 halves of Stalkers before it finally goes down. These gateways are going to get unpowered. There's no other gateways here for Kingslayer. These Phoenixes are going to do the best that they can. This Immortal can't get chronoed. So the pylon will end up going down. No gateway will finish. All the gateways are empowered. It's down to the Phoenixes here to try and clean everything up. And I think one Stalker will end up getting more kills here because there's no more energy on the poor Phoenixes. Yeah, so if we look at the worker count now, jeez. Paco's ahead by 13 workers. That is a lot of workers to be ahead at this stage of the game. It's like, what, 25% ahead in workers? And he has +1 finished. Definitely in a comfortable position. He's gonna just elect to pop down 4 more gateways, so he's probably just gonna try and end this soon because, you know, it's pretty far ahead right now. Oh, he's gonna try and finish +2, so this is probably just gonna be like a +2 gateway swarm timing attack. Kingslayer coming in with some adepts here, trying to do some additional damage. He will get a few workers. He's got 3 so far. And 1 probe getting into the assimilator, being a little cheeky. Adepts definitely will not be able to do anything here. Actually, they could theoretically go into the main base, but they do end up getting cleaned up. And Kingslayer eventually has managed to get his worker count back up. He's focused a lot on that because, you know, he was pretty far behind. The Cyber Core is still empowered. It probably doesn't have anything to do for the rest of the game besides maybe very, very later on, or very, very late game if it comes to that, where you might want some air upgrades, but that's going to be a while. And Paco comes in here with a couple of adepts just to do some scouting. He will get some kills over there. That'll get cleaned up. And Kingslayer finally gets around to building a Twilight Council. So his tech is very far behind. So even though he's evened up on the worker count, or actually, he's still kind of behind. He lost a few workers to those adepts there. Even though he's kind of got or evened up on the worker count or in income, he's definitely behind from a technological perspective. Yeah, Paco already has a Templar archives. He's probably gonna add some Archons to to the next wave of attacks here whenever he decides to dive in. I was about to say there should be a Warp Prism with this. Yeah, there's an Archon. Archons, better tanks than tanks themselves. The best tank. These Zealots really don't want to go into the battle. They're just hiding in the back. And it's like, Stalkers, please take care of this for me. That was a nice little pick-off, getting 2 Phoenixes there so that these Stalkers get the maximum damage output. We see the Adepts here getting completely overrun by the Zealots, and the Stalkers in here are going to do a decent amount of damage. Coming in here, the Immortals are still alive, but there's nothing to shield them, so they will go down shortly, so Kingslayer does say GG. Ta-da! And I'm assuming this is a best of 3, so we'll see at least one more game. Music. Ta-da! Cool, cool. One game down. Oh, I was gonna look at the bracket and then I realized I don't have a... I spaced out. I totally spaced out, jeez. I'm gonna set myself to busy on Steam. Oh, I was gonna change my graphic settings. Right. That's what I was gonna do. I remember I had to do something before the next game. So, let's see. Stream time. Do. There we go. Alright. Hopefully they don't invite me between the time where I am restarting, because they'll get very confused and probably ask questions, and then those questions will cascade into more confusion. And that sounds like a sad time for everybody. There we go. Ah, now this chest actually looks like a chest. Like shiny and stuff. Kaizen. Alright. Oh, I thought that was Paco, just leaving a moment of Phoenix Tears. Is like, okay, everything's all set up and ready to go. That's some heavy like party-ish music or trappy party music that I guess I selected for today. Okay. So yeah, we're in the right order. Let's see, shift 1. There we go. Control shift 3. There, we got the nice little bottom left orientation set. Yeah, I'm still in a fog. Jeez, I'll get out of the fog soon, guys. I believe. All right, so spawning at the top left-hand corner as our blue Protoss. I'm trying to seal the deal here. Finish this game. Quick 2-0. In blue, it is Paco Mike. And in the bottom right-hand corner, doing an identical build to Paco up there. In red, trying to survive, it's Kingslayer. Now, I'm kind of curious what the difference is here, but this time both players decide to do a pylon wall off. Is this map more of like an aggressive map, or do both players just expect that it's more likely for somebody to go for a hyper-aggressive play, and so they just want to have the faster wall off? I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe the map is just different in the sense that they want, for building placement, they want to just build stuff like out here and things like that. Maybe have one pylon to cover more surface area in this part of the base so that they can build their second pylon elsewhere. Ooh, this is nice for tech, hiding tech and stuff. It's not usually a place somewhere somebody would look for a second pylon, so Paco Mike's gonna come in here and probe scout in a moment, and even if he does, or even if Kingslayer doesn't go for some kind of tech play, he's not going to see a second pylon and probably will be a little nervous for a scouting, will look for scouting. For proxies. I can talk, I promise. See Paco going for a Stargate this time instead of Kingslayer. Both players going for a double adept. This map does have a longer rush distance than Blue Shift, so that does make sense. As does the Stargate play. So the adepts will be able to scout faster. This probe is going to die horribly. Yeah. Rip. Rip the probe. Stargate is almost done. Ah, there. So I see one reason for this pylon to be there. For this shield battery. And Paco's gonna go and do some poking on that, I suppose. Go in for some scouting information. He's definitely gonna, yeah. Skedaddle away. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's a lot more space for buildings here to build so that they can block the adept shading in. I see, I see. That's not the case on Paco's side of the map because he also built the pylon on the bottom portion of the ramp. Kingslayer trying to clean up these adepts. They probably are going to get away before either of them are actually picked off. What? Is he saying restart? I'm confused. Might have been an accident. I don't know. Adept's trying to shade in here again. Oh, they do catch the probe. That's a little unfortunate. It's interesting how this is a shield battery that keeps getting placed down here instead of a pylon. Maybe it's just because it's easier to press B twice than it is to go for the pylon. Or build the pylon. At least if you're not using grid. Not sure what he's using for hotkeys. But
I have met the enemy.
I can't tell on this. Alright, so Paco has revealed his tech of choice, if Kingslayer hasn't seen that already, which he has not, so now he knows what's up. The Phoenix Wars have begun. See what he elects to do in turn. Looks like he's going for the safer route of just getting a Robo first and then going for a Twilight Council. probably going to research Blink to try and contest the Phoenixes here. We don't see any shield batteries in the mineral lines, so these Phoenixes probably could get a few pickoffs. Although, there was a decent scout off seeing that these Phoenixes were indeed going towards the right side of the map, and probably going to go towards the main base here. Got 4 Stalkers against 4 Phoenixes. Yeah, he probably doesn't want to take that fight. Templar Archive's going down for Kingslayer, so he knows that he doesn't want to fight the Phoenixes with more Phoenixes. He's just going to go straight for the Archons. Which, of course, do not lift Phoenixes, because they are massive units. One second. Got it. Alright. People just getting confused because the bot hasn't been properly set up on the second channel to show the bracket. I can go ahead and read them off after this game as well, while we're waiting for the third game to get set up. Phoenix is here. There's a total of 5 so far. I think he stopped reducing them after 5, yeah. So, they're just here to do scouting at this point. That is a lovely line of gateways. Beautiful. There's even 4 pylons here. Just kind of... Well, these are like a weird semi-trapezoidal shape, but... Or not semi-trapezoid. What would be a semi-trapezoid? It would just be another trapezoid, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would just be another trapezoid. Or just 2 trapezoids. Or it could be a trapezoid in a parallelogram, which I guess... No, that's not a trapezoid if it's a parallelogram, is it? Math nerds. I need you. Are parallelograms the same thing as trapezoids, definition-wise? Or not the same thing, but, are parallelograms under the category of a trapezoid? I need to know. This is very important. Ooh, Paco is going to take a 3rd. With the Stargate play, generally speaking, you are going to expand a little bit sooner than the other players. However, Robo players can expand pretty quickly as well. This is a very ambitious Archon going off all by his lonesome. Phoenix is going to see what's up. He might have seen the solo unit on the minimap, maybe thought it was a Warp Prism or something, just kind of going on by itself, so he decided to do something about it. Ooh, he actually overcharges, or recalls the Phoenixes, not overcharge. Overcharge isn't even in the game anymore. What am I talking about? And Paco has some Archons of his own, and some Immortals here. These Zealots are going to try and do what they can from Kingslayer. There are a lot of Stalkers on the side of Kingslayer here. However, there are 2 shield batteries in the favor of Paco. He's going to take down this Warp Prism, so reinforcements are not an option. However, these Archons are tanking a lot of damage. And the Zealots are still alive from Kingslayer. The probes are getting pulled against Archons. That's never a good sign. And the Immortals are going to go down. Kingslayer still alive with a pair of Archons. They still haven't managed to get taken down yet. Although this one's so close to dying. Look at that shield count. It's almost done. Yeah, Paco can't deal with the 3 Archons. GG. We got a game 3 on our hands, guys. Oh, yeah. I love it. What was I gonna... Oh. Whoops. Alright. I was gonna go through the brackets, so this screen's gonna freeze for a moment. Actually, I could change it to display capture. There we go. So this is the MVP bracket that I have right now. Let's just refresh it just in case. So Estrella's gotten a bye. Terran Lord versus Dust 42. I don't know who Dust is, unfortunately. So, but whoever wins that is going to end up playing against Estrella. Matisse is going against Starkiller. Uzi Cody's beat Jetorix, or Jet. He's beat Jet 2-0. And he's going to go against Sac de Fromage. Or Cheese Bag. I wonder what he does for strategies. Light also got a bye. And he's going to play against Landfear versus Barbarossa. This is our match currently. Firefox has got a bye. He's going to play whoever wins between Lingboy and Snap, and Hino and Eruption are playing each other. In the losers bracket as well. This says 1-0. This might have been 2-0. It might be 2-0. But anyways, Arca's gone into the losers bracket. Jet here is going to be playing the winner of whoever Arca plays. Oh, right. I gotta change the... I need hotkeys to change the settings. Or the different screen modes for like display capture and whatnot. There we go. In we are. So here we go. Do 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 do. Oh, I didn't turn the music on. Whoops. All right. Here we go. So, spawning in the top right-hand corner as our now pink Protoss. Switching it up on us. Into game 2. Let's see if he can indeed be a Kingslayer and take down his opponent. It is Kingslayer. I just realized I said his name to do a pun, and then I had to introduce him with his name again. It's kind of weird. But, okay. In the bottom left-hand corner is our blue other Protoss. The Grandmaster that took game 1, but failed out on game 2. Failed is a bit of a strong word. He did not succeed. Basically, kind of means the same thing. But anyways, it's Paco Mike.
Game paused.
Ooh. None of us are ref. This is weird. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, this is nice. If you open F11, it shows you all the hotkeys. Cool. Okay, well, I guess we'll just analyze what's going on here because there's no explanation, and I'm assuming that it'll get going in a moment. Kingslayer's gone for a double assimilator play straight away. Paco's going to get a second assimilator in just a second as well. Typical PvP stuff. Wasn't me. Caster, not me.
Game resumed.
Just want to point that out. I'm a good boy and do not message players while they are in-game. I am nice. I am benign. Actually, benign means harmless, doesn't it? See, this is what happens when I'm tired, guys, is I'll generally just kind of rattle off words that almost make sense, but they don't really. So we're going to get a lot of awkward sounding phrases going down here. Alright, so Kingslayer opted not to go for the faster pylon wall. Maybe just on larger maps people do that because proxies are more prevalent on larger maps, generally speaking. I am curious to see what comes out here, though, because Game 3 definitely is one of those life on the line matchups, and people will go for those riskier plays a lot of the time. I don't know, it depends on the player, I suppose, but no significant cheese has gone down so far, so maybe there's going to be something spicy that comes out here. Bit of a tempo swing. Because both of these games, more or less, as far as PvP goes, have been macro games. Just harassment, pretty much, and then somewhat aggressive timing pushes. See Paco here doing the Grandmaster thing of trying to break up worker pairs on the mineral patches that are closer to the Nexus. Alright, so Kingslayer's doing basically doing what Paco did game 1 and going Stalker Sentry. Whereas Paco's gonna try and put on some of the Herden with these double adepts. This probe is going to be here. Does see that on the minimap. Going to pylon block that. Go away, adepts. No scouting for you today. Although there's actually nothing to scout here technically, so no harassment for you today. Bako's going to go for the Stargate again. And it looks like he thought about adding something else, probably another gateway or something like that to put on some more aggression, but just opts not to. Bako does go for the Phoenix. Now that shield batteries are in the game, is it just less popular for people to go for the Oracle first? Because I remember that used to be like the primary go-to for any Stargate play. Looks like Kingslayer's kind of smelled the Stargate. Oh, he literally just sees it now. But he's already got the shield batteries in both of his mineral lines, playing it safe. These adepts get in just barely in time. They're going to kill both these probes, and that's the problem. It's okay, that shield battery is here to help in case these adepts don't shoot simultaneously. But they're doing a pretty good job so far. They've killed a total of, what, 4 workers, is it? And 1 adept still stays alive to get the 5th one? Youch. He's ahead by 10 workers right now, which is huge. That is a very, very big advantage. Especially with these Phoenixes coming in to do additional harassment, this is not going to be a fun time for Kingslayer here. I'm definitely going to have to do something to swing the tempo in his favor again. He's putting down a 3rd gateway. He does have a robo that he's not doing anything with just yet. He's going to go for a warp prism first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems like an aggressive play to me. It's also interesting seeing warp prisms early on.
Paused.
Aw, I hate when that happens. Do you guys experience lag sometimes? Has this ever happened to you? I mean, it doesn't matter if I lag or not. It doesn't matter what server I'm on. We're on East. That's my default server. Central also pretty much gives me the same ping. But yeah, I have 30 ping, so I can... Whoop, whoop, whoop. I might want to ask if I'm in the next game just to ref so that I can, you know, clear up issues. You know? I don't want to try and PM people in the game because sometimes this stuff doesn't disappear in time. Or sometimes it just really bugs the hell out of people with the pink text and all that. Is it like pink or is it purple? It's like a hot pink, but it kind of a little bit bluer.
Game resumed.
Alright. I saw the ambulances in the chat. I had to wee-woo it. It was very critical. Paco's going for his Twilight Council as of now. 4th gateway going down for Kingslayer as well. Nothing coming out of the robo right now, which, considering he has no other tech structures at the moment, might not be ideal for him. Especially since he's going to be... there we go. Now he is. Or, that's Paco. Paco's going to get an Immortal out. He will be able to defend this push probably pretty handily unless Kingslayer does something pretty momentum swingy. Oh, we're going for the Wings of Liberty style play. Oh, he might catch the Immortal here. Okay, well, he sealed the Immortal in the natural, which isn't ideal, but that's something at least. 1 warp in of Stalkers does go down. He is going to keep force fielding this ramp to keep the Immortal out. He also does have a bunch of Stalkers down here for when he decides he wants to push out or when he's done microing over here. These Phoenixes will have to do a bunch of Graviton beams to try and do something defensy. These shield batteries doing a decent amount as far as healing this Immortal is concerned. The one does end up getting drained of energy, but yeah, there's still 2 more. The second one wasn't even done. The Stalkers are down. He's behind on workers, so GG. We got Paco taking the game. 2-1. Here, let's find a different song on this thing. Actually, maybe let me go into my Spotify and find something else. Maybe there's something further down. Oh, I gotta scroll all the way down again. Really? Ah. There's probably a better way to do this. Whoops. Oh. There we go. I found the albums. Trying to think of which one is considered a decent mix. Yeah, this one's got one of the most popular songs of from Monster Cat on it. You guys definitely recognize this one. If you don't know Monster Cat, you probably recognize this. Alright, I'm gonna be back in a couple minutes. Let me do my professional thing here. You guys get to watch me do my BRB screen. Are you ready for it? It's pretty intense. Now, I don't mean to brag, but I consider myself a bit of an artist. So, prepare yourselves, guys. Can't even do a real heart, guys. Here, you know what? So... Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Nailed it. I'm back. Hello. It's 2:54. I was close. A little early. That's okay. Alright, let me see how the bracket's going. Oh, this is the game that leads into Astrea's game, if I remember correctly, so this is actually a good one to cast. We could follow this bracket all the way up, probably. Awesome. Alright. See, these guys are nice. Not only are they letting me be ref, but they're thanking me for existing. Look at this. They're sending me emojis. It's beautiful. I love it. Oh. Alright, let's see what map it is. I can set it up, they just need to send me what map it is. Alright, Stasis, Automaton, Kairos, and Port Alexander with vetoes. So we got Blue Shift and then potential Cerulean Falls and Parasite again. So, same maps as last series. I find it interesting that Kairos and Port Alexander are on this vetoes list here. Maybe it's just because these three maps have been played on the most. Cool. Alright, so we got another mirror match coming up. Guys, Terran Lord is a Terran. Oh boy. Oh, is my screen... Is my screen working? Oh, okay, it was. I might have tabbed out. It's probably delayed because I'm in a loading screen. So it might be a black screen for a moment. Or, whoops. Alright. Casually ping the base. Alright, so. I got it. We're good. So. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner with our lovely skinned command center. From Psionic Aftermath is our Terran player. First Terran. It is Dust. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, also with the skinned command center. In orange, the Bob the Builder SCVs guy. Is Terran Lord. I love having the orange SCVs just because, like I just said, they kind of look like Bob the Builder SCVs. They're in their construction outfits. They're in neon orange suits so that you don't run them over by accident when they're crossing the street trying to do their construction thing. I definitely know a fair amount about TVT because I've played Terran more out of the other two races. And with that knowledge, I will say that having both these gas geysers is a little interesting. It's not totally extraordinary, but it does mean that both these players are going to be opting for a tech-centric build. Personally, I get to throw in my 2 cents here. Personally, I think that one gas into expand is better, but I do like to be aggressive a lot as well. We see 2 on each gas for Terran Lord, which does mean that he can expand a little bit faster as well. Does mean he has a later factory than Dust down here. Both players are opting for Reaper as well. I'm weird and don't go Reaper in any matchup because... We also see that Dust pulls off of one of his gas geysers, so he probably was just opting for a quicker factory. This could mean that he's going for a more defensive build, or it could mean he's going for an aggressive build. It probably means one or the other, though. It's not going to be one of those middle-of-the-road things, generally speaking, if you're going to go and rush a factory. It depends on what he gets with this, though. He does opt for a Hellion, so he's going to go for the double Reaper and Hellion Harass on this wall. That isn't totally complete yet. And actually, on the other side of the map, we see the same thing. Just a slightly different variation, but the command centers go down almost exactly the same time, so... I guess that's 2 variations of this opener for you, if you want to go double gas and then pull out of one of them for a while and go back onto it. Follow Dust. Otherwise, Terran Lord's got your back with the 4 workers, the Protoss style of mining gas. We see here, it's an interesting engagement here. Oh no, Dust loses this in an extraordinary fashion. Loses everything except for this one Reaper, which barely survives on the sliver of health. But now, this means the Terran Lord has a lot of map control to play around with. We see he's also going to go for his Cyclone, so he might follow this up with additional pressure. With the new Cyclone, generally speaking, it's good to have one early in the game. It's not as critical as it used to be for a lot of Terrans, but it's still nice for holding off early game aggression, especially in TVT, because they lock onto things like Banshees, Medevacs. Do a pretty good job of it. Oh, this has a skin on it too. Everything's a skin. The Terran Lord indeed has some loot to show. And he does throw down 2 extra barracks, so Terran Lord is going to be going for bio. Or a bio-heavy build, at least at the start of the game. There are some variations where you can avoid it later on. And Dust hasn't thrown down any additional barracks yet, so he still could go either way. It's kind of interesting in TVT. I can't really say this for certain anymore, but I know how it used to be is there was usually one bio player and one mech player. Even though nobody specifically scouted the other person, it just kind of works out that way for some reason. Every once in a while you'll see a mech mirror. More often than the mech mirror, you'll see the bio mirror. But typically you see one person go for mech and one person go bio, and for whatever reason they just synergize well. Terran Lord is going for the Raven, which is... I really like the Raven early game. I don't do it currently. Oh, we also have a drop up here, by the way. It's kind of important. It's so sad watching the Cyclone. It has such a sad animation nowadays. Ah! That medevac almost died. That would have been very sad. Especially since that has a Cyclone in it. That would have been a bit of a payload to lose. Oh, back to the Raven. The Raven has, I forget what it's called, but the little disabling function. This thing, this blue orb that you see in the bottom right. That, whatever that ability's called. I can't remember it. But, that deactivates a unit, basically. It can still move around, but it can't attack or do abilities. I think it's just for mechanical units, but it might be for everything. I honestly don't use the Raven enough. I really should, because it's really nice and useful. I usually just use it for, like, the Seeker Missile replacement, whatever it's called now. I used to still call them Seeker Missiles. I'm old school. I wish they'd bring back the old Seeker Missile. I love Ravens. But yeah, so disabling your opponent's siege tanks or their cyclones or something like that is extremely helpful early on in the game. Oh, we do see 2 extra barracks going down for Dust, by the way, so it will be a biome mirror match. So Marine tanks galore. And both players actually do have a Raven, so that's good. We see here Terran Lord going for +1, and Dust is a little bit late on his upgrades, but he's going to be going for a double engineering base. So his upgrades, eventually, if Terran Lord doesn't throw the second engineering bay down relatively soon, will be faster. We also see that Dust's stim is halfway done about, whereas these Marines already have stim. So Terran Lord's definitely ahead on tech right now. And we see he's just going to be researching one upgrade at a time. Having the combat shields is very helpful because they can take extra tank shots that way, especially with medevac support. Oh, he has 2 Ravens. These are weird looking Ravens. We do see, though, that Dust has a 3rd base finished. Terran Lord's going to be landing his in a moment. Dust has a solid worker lead, however. Which definitely will benefit him over the course of this game, provided that he does survive. Terran Lord has the tech advantage, which means he probably is going to be going for a timing attack, but so is Dust, interestingly enough. These Marines in here in the middle of this tall grass, they are going to scout this, so that means that Terran Lord can opt for the defense, or he could go for a flank, and he's going to probably, and he is going to go for a defense here. Instead, probably the smarter option here. These tanks definitely ravaging those Marines. Oh my god. And there we go. Disabling these siege tanks so that they can't shoot. They're just going to look around awkwardly. And the Raven, disabling the Raven. It's definitely an interesting thing to watch. There are a lot of tanks for Dust still, though. Yeah. TVT, the matchup of siege tanks. Oh, wait, the third command center actually died. I didn't register that until now. GG. What's the next map here? So many tabs. So Dust takes it. Terran Lord had a nice upgrade advantage, and he had the ability to do a solid timing attack, but he didn't capitalize on it. He instead kind of sat back and decided to get his third base and stuff. And because of that, he was a little bit too slow. If you don't capitalize your tech advantage, or on your tech advantage, and try and deal some damage or do some harassment, you're not going to... What am I doing? Oh, there we go. It's, your tech advantage is eventually going to get less advantageous. And so your opponent, if they're behind on tech, usually means that they either have a bigger army than you or a better economy than you, which means that they will eventually overtake you. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. There we go. Wait on them. There we go. Here. A little bit of music in the meanwhile. Because I totally remembered that. Droptimus saying this is going to be a good series. Well, you're Terran, aren't you, Droptimus? You're going to be a little biased like me. Alright, there's our music fill. Alright, Control 1, Control Shift 3. There we go. So, spawning on the bottom left-hand corner, taking game number 1 in a fairly convincing fashion with his harassment and superior tank count and all that fun stuff. In the blue, it is Dust. Spawning the top left-hand corner, he's going to try his hardest to make sure that he can do the good old best of 3 reverse sweep. Nobody calls it that in a best of 3, but it's still technically a reverse sweep. It is Terran Lord. Come on, SCVs. You're also... Oh, they're spiky SCVs. They've evolved in the wild to develop defensive mechanisms. Not only do they have an angry drill to poke people with, but they also have spikes. So they can go... They're like spiky armadillos. I can just imagine them rolling up and then like a transformer and then just like rolling around trying to run over people with their spikes. That'd be awesome. I love it. These SCVs are also being very stubborn, not trying to work on that refinery very nicely. I just realized these were here. Good job, me. So, Proxy Reaper, more than likely. And Dust is not doing that, to say the least. He's probably going to go for a Reaper first. So, I personally think that Proxy Reaper is really good in TVT still. I do it a lot. I usually proxy it closer than this because I'm ballsy, and I usually 3 racks because if I'm going to cheese, I might as well do it as much as or as quickly as possible and with as many things as possible. But we also see that he's going to back row behind this. So this is just going to be for some early game pressure. And if he's going to bio like he has been before, just puts this on patrol so that it doesn't show up on his idle workers tab. So he's just going to be doing some light pressure. Just skipping past the fact that I don't remember what that sentence was supposed to finish as. He's going to try and put on some pressure, and as long as he deals a little bit of damage here, he should be fine. As long as he doesn't lose many of these Reapers either, that'll be great. Oh, nice Reaper micro. He does keep both of his Reapers alive so far. He is going to lose both these Reapers here, though. That Reaper bomb does not hit. That was nice micro for the first one, or for the first Reaper kill, but the second Reaper kill, unfortunately, definitely took care of the both of the low health Reapers at that point. This Hellion also waited a tiny bit for the SCV to line up with the Reaper, which is kind of interesting. Watching these little micro intensive engagements is definitely important. This SCV trying to do as much as possible just because he's already there, you might as well. However, a lot of Reapers have been lost in this pressure, and now there are 2 Hellions. This Hellion will die, but regardless, having that Hellion without any Reapers to kill it is really, really important. Dust here is still not mining with these 5 SCVs, which is actually a big deal. As mentioned in the PvP and last game, it's a mirror matchup. He has a worker lead technically, but it's definitely not being capitalized on with the lack of mining SCVs currently. This proxy is going to get pushed back. Terran Lord is going to do the Maru style thing where he sends in 1 barracks like a mech player would and go and scout the base with it. I think it's great how it has eyes and a mouth too. So it looks like it's like a giant metallic overlord. Or I can even control shift F it. It's just engagement going on. I'm too busy focusing on the Rick and Morty styled or this is like half Rick and Morty floating head, whatever those things are called, and half Wally. Or not Wally, Short Circuit, number 5. That's what he looks like. He's gonna come in, kindly, pleasantly observing what's going down here. He's gonna see the tech lab on this starport, so he's gonna know that Banshees or Ravens are gonna be on the way. This 1 Hellion here, doing some scouting and poking, does see that a Cyclone is up there and gets poked right back. This other barracks is going to be floating home, albeit very slowly. Barracks don't move very fast. And we'll see what Terran Lord decides to do here. This barracks is going to take a while to flip back home, and there are no more barracks in the main base, so it's possible he doesn't go for bio because he doesn't have stim started yet. It's possible that he just waits till later. This Liberator does come in to try and do some damage. Good on Terran Lord for not losing any workers to it, noticing it right on time. Does take a hit from the Liberator on one of the Cyclones, but that's okay. It was supposed to do that to lock on. Does take care of the Liberator with no damage done. You see, though, that Dust almost has his 3rd CC finished, and Terran Lord hasn't even lifted his natural command center to its proper location, which he's going to do now, which is good. But he's going to have to do some damage or defend whatever push is coming his way potentially soon really, really well, or else he's going to be very, very far behind because Triple Orbital is pretty much unmatched as far as productivity for any 3-base economy. Like, even a Zerg on 4 bases can struggle against a Triple Orbital setup. Protoss on 3 bases can and often will struggle against a bio player that hasn't been touched in a while on a Triple Orbital setup. Oh no, the barracks is on fire. Where's ET? ET needs to heal Wally. Or number 5, Short Circuit. There's a Short Circuit on board this barracks. Bad joke. So we see here Dust, interestingly enough, putting these engineering bays down at the natural. I suppose that the main base is the one that's, or the base that normally gets dropped, so that kind of makes sense, I suppose. So actually putting them at the natural is a little bit nice, and also not a place that ordinarily would get scouted. And if you're going for double engineering bay upgrades, that is something that is worth noting when you're scouting. So Terran Lord is going to try and get this 3rd CC built as fast as possible, because he sees this and realizes, oh wait, That's a problem. He's also getting mech upgrades, so we get to see mech today. Hooray! I like mech. I love mech. You do see a single armory play with the second one soon to be on the way. He hasn't built a star, or he has built a starport. Where is it? There it is. I literally just looked at it and then said he hasn't built a starport yet. So just Siege Tank Viking with a couple of Cyclones and a Raven. This is definitely a good setup for him. Being a little bit behind as a mech player is okay as long as you don't take too much damage from harassment. So if Dust goes and tries to do some harassment and doesn't succeed very much, then he's definitely in a good position to take advantage of this mech army. Now, there are a lot of different flavors to mech, so we will see if he goes for a timing attack or if he just opts to go for a max out play. When I mech, I generally go for the max out play in TVT because going heavy Sky Terran is very, very nice. It's very delicious. We do lose the Hellion there from Dust, so slightly less map vision. Oh, I love this. I love seeing people build supply depots across the map as kind of like Protoss pylons. Except you don't warp in from them. They're not like mini barracks. I just think it's funny seeing random supply depots in the middle of the map, especially because the first couple times I'd see them, I just kind of like look at it for a little bit and be like, why? Why is this here? But now that I know how important scouting is in any matchup in the game, I understand more now why this is here. Especially on a map with no Zelnaga towers. That is kind of important. See Dust also making sure that he has info on any potential fourth bases. And he's actually coming in for a push here, and these tanks aren't sieged. They need to siege like right now, or else they're going to be in a bad situation. There we go. Alright, so they're sieging up right now. These tanks are not sieged yet. This Raven will come in and try and disable as many as possible. We do see here the Pseudo-Seeker missile coming in and doing a lot of, or enabling a ton of hurt from these siege tanks. Just look at that. Oh, I didn't get the last pot shot off. That would have been a juicy last shot. But, yeah, he still had 4 siege tanks by the end of the engagement. Dust will come in and take the match. Alright. So I'm assuming Terran Lord will leave now. Alright, Terran Lord. This will be fun. Awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna let them do their thing. Oh yeah, music. Next song. Alright, so I'll let them do their vetoes thing. Alright, so his veto's Parasite, which is nice, because we've already seen a couple of those. Those games. Alright, so Parasite, Stasis is a common one, so that makes sense. So each player gets one more veto. Port. Probably Kairos is next, because if you don't like Port Alexander, you generally don't like Kairos either. Automaton. Okay, okay. And then map 1. Alright, so we got Kairos, Cerulean Falls, and Blue Shift. I'm not sure who's supposed to suggest first, but they both picked the same map anyways. All right. Here we go, guys. We're going right into it. See, this is much chiller music than what I had on before. This isn't like trap, rave stuff. Chiller. It's nice. Gotta find a good place. Kind of there. Alright. Oh, whoops. Alright, so. Spawning in the top right-hand corner as our pink Protoss player, one of the new stars shining bright in the Psionic Aftermath team. I think he's like top 5 GM still right now. But anyways, it is Estrella. Young boy wonder. Actually, he's not quite as young as he used to be, right? He's probably like 17, 18 now? I don't know. I'll have to double check. Anyways, spawning at the bottom left-hand corner as our Terran winning the last game, now up against one of the very best from Psionic Aftermath as well. It is Dust. So Dust definitely knows that he's got a challenge up ahead of him. So, I wonder what he's got planned in store, because he knew that this was coming, because Estrella was on the bye. So maybe he has something special planned, or maybe he's just going to do the very best that he can at a macro game and just see what happens. Generally, I overthink things when I play against better players and try and do something really, really off-meta. But I certainly am a weird player with weird builds, so I always have a bit of a problem there. So, Estrella going for a gate into Nexus and then doing the Cybercore immediately afterwards. Fairly macro-oriented build, and Dust here is going to go for a Reaper expand. Also fairly macro-oriented. Keeps 3 on gas, hasn't gotten the second one yet. Really normal stuff. Usually you don't put down the second gas until a little bit from now. As he gets 100 gas, he might consider throwing down the second one. Or he might consider... Alright, he's got Reaper Marine, yeah, so he's probably going to throw it on the factory in just a moment. There we go. There it is. So I assume that he's not going to get the second gas for a little bit, because he's just going to probably throw a Reactor Marine for a little while. Get the second gas geyser when their factory is finished. Could go for a Hellion Harass. That is something that Terrans do on occasion against Protoss, which I think is funny, because that used to be considered like the one matchup where you just never build Hellions. But this Reaper does get away. The Adept will try and shade in and catch it, but will not succeed. Victory for the people's race. The race of the people. The race with actual people in it. Anyways. Estrella is going to go for the Robo play. That's generally pretty standard and is also considered one of the safer plays. You know, it just occurred to me, if Estrella comes back and watches these VODs, if I try and say things in an analyst's point of view, I'm probably saying this stuff wrong, but as long as I say it confidently, most of you guys don't really notice. So I can just do it, but he knows what he's doing. He's been to tournaments and shit, so I could get called out on here. Or he goes, silly diamonds, and then just moves on with his life. Stomps little noobs like me like Goombas. I'm not trying to pedestalize him by any means. Okay, maybe a little bit. He's not the first GM that I've played against. Or casted, but it's definitely few and far between for me. Because I haven't done this in a while. Regularly. I'm just getting back into it. It's definitely a nice opportunity being on Psionic Aftermath here because there are a lot of good players to cast. And it's also a great learning experience for me. Both from the observing points of view and the gameplay point of view because I get to watch both players and see what they do in response to each other for every race. And right now I'm kind of floating between races a little bit, so that's really nice for me. We see Dust going for a Raven. Similar to the TVT matchup, it's nice to disable an Immortal or, say, anything else that's necessarily special that comes out of the Protoss's Armada. So, say, a Warp Prism, if it's not in the Warp-In mode. I don't know if it prevents actually being able to... Oh, my god, I didn't see this. Okay, Estrella's going in for a very aggressive play here. That's a lot of Stalkers and an Immortal, along with a pair of Sentries. It tried to block the ramp, but it did miss the ramp. Lots of Warp Prism Micro from Estrella here. Guardian Shield probably will take care of the rest of the units here. The SCVs are going to get pulled, but there's not a whole lot of Marines here to defend against this. GG. Estrella took it while I wasn't even looking. That's right, he beat Parting in a show match yesterday, didn't he? Or like a couple days ago. Sick. Awesome. Map numero dos. Let us see. I wish I didn't have to... I wasn't forced to join this chat, arcade chat. I wish I could just mute it eternally. Cerulean? Alright. So Kairos will be map number 3. If it comes to that. Keep forgetting to put on the music until I start the countdown for each of the maps. Very on top of this. Nailing it. 10 out of 10. Well, of course you're gonna find Estrella on here. What did you expect? We gotta play with all the new Psionic Aftermath toys as soon as possible, you know? Alright, there. That was your little bit of music for the intermission. Alright, so Alright. Spawning at the top right-hand corner, losing to Estrella last game. Trying to see if he could pull one out to reach game number 3. The Blue Terran, it is Dust. He missed an opportunity to name himself Dust 2. Makes me a little sad. But okay. Spawning at the bottom left-hand corner as our pink Protoss taking the first game rather convincingly. Looking to close it out and move on. In the pink, it's Estrella. We see Estrella with an interesting pylon placement. Normally, you don't see the pylon on the low ground except occasionally against Zergs. So this is pretty neat to see. This might be to try and prevent the Reaper, actually. This might be a Reaper wall-off, which is kind of neat. It's not too big of a deal, honestly, because the natural ramp is very close to the main ramp. And normally you'd place your buildings like around this area, I think, so. You see Dust here making sure that he doesn't get his gas stolen. Just hold positioning the worker on the corner, by the way. Makes it so that you can't build in a simulator or a refinery or an extractor on the geyser. So if somebody tries to gas steal you, or if they look suspicious and they're near your Vespine geyser, if you just hold position on one of the corners, it'll prevent them from building anything. You see Dust throwing down his command center right about now. So both players doing more or less the same build that they did last game. Second pylon in the main base for Estrella, and the second gas going down about right now. Yeah, Dust going Reaper, Marine, probably going to go for the factory again on one gas, and then get the second one around the time that his factory finishes up. No special bag of tricks. You do see the Adept coming up from Estrella again to try and combat this Reaper. Yeah, so this is a Reaper wall up, so that's pretty nice. Especially since it can't jump in this area, so it literally only has one cliff spot to jump from, so that's pretty neat. So there you go, Protoss. It's something to learn if you didn't know that already. It also isn't a decent placement for your shield batteries for the natural ramp. So if you think that you're going to be against a very aggressive Terran, you can kind of do everything against them in one pylon. So deny scouting, prevent or thwart hyper-aggression on your natural ramp, mind you, so they don't get to just hunker down on your natural and try and contain you for a little while. The reactor is not skinned, but the barracks is. It bothers me so much. They need to put more skins on these buildings. Feels like this was designed for 4X Reaper all-ins, or Marine all-ins, not Reapers. 4X Reaper would be a hell of a build. You might be able to do that, actually. I don't think that's viable. I think 3X Reaper is really the most viable strategy. Even then, that's kind of pushing it. Alright, so we see the Warp Prism going down for Estrella. Robo's been out for a nice little while. So he's already got an Immortal and 2 Sentries, so it looks like he might be doing something near identical to the last game. He's got 3 gateways, yeah, so 3-gate Robo Pressure. And he's got the 2 full energy Sentries, and he's even sending a wave of Adepts here to go into the natural and potentially be a nasty distraction here. Does have a Viking on patrol command for this Warp Prism. I think it's rallied so that it'll catch it right about when it enters the base. So he'll be able to kill it, but... Oh! Hey! Alright. Yeah, so he's going to have to unload the Warp Prism here. He's going to keep the Immortal in it because he doesn't want to show that he has it and potentially just to, safeguard it. Viking doesn't overstep his boundaries, however, doesn't want to get tickled to death. Those silly little Protoss Elmos. And we got a fair amount of Adepts here instead of Stalkers this time around. The Siege Tank is not going to do anything really against these Adepts, unfortunately. The SCV is going to try and do what they can, but that's not very much, unfortunately, against Adepts. The bunker is going to go down. This Guardian Shield is going to do a fair amount in preventing the Marines from doing anything significant. Siege Tank number 2 is down. And Siege Tank number 3 is in the main ramp. Oh no, the ramp's clogged. No! No! No, Dust! You had time. Yeah, Siege Tanks against Adepts are very, very poor because if you need to pull the SCVs in this circumstance such as this, they should be pulling off, by the way, right now because that's unnecessary worker damage. But, in situations such as this, the Siege Tanks will splash fire onto your SCVs, and it'll be very, very sad. Nice Warp Prism Micro from Estrella here. We will see the Marines get force fielded out as well, and the workers are still on top of the Adepts, so more and more workers being lost. We see the worker count 47 to 17, so while this does get held off, this is a very, very bad situation for Dust to be stuck in. Doesn't have any medevacs. Alright, yeah, he was going to put the tech lab on to do some kind of... I don't know. Potentially opting to go for another Raven or something like that. But yeah, he recognizes the situation that he's in. He's probably going to have to just push. and hope for the best. Estrella does have a Colossus, which will be very, very good considering there are no medevacs or combat shields here. Is there a stim pack? No, there's not even stim. These Marines have no upgrades at all. So this is going to be dicey. Yeah, he's pulling the boys. Out we go. Oh, the War Prism came in as well. Just trying to clean up whatever is left there. This is old style. You don't see SCVs getting pulled. But against the Colossus strategy, that is one of the more useful things to do. This Colossus put out of commission temporarily. And Sentry's coming in, hallucinating Archons. Gets some stuck back there by accident. These probes getting melted to some degree, but unfortunately this is pretty much all the Dust had. He sent the rest of the workers with this. He had to kill him here. And GG, Estrella takes it 2-0. Yeah, fucking arcade chat. Why am I in the arcade chat? Leave. Get out. Alright. So. Oh, music. I did it. So, Estrella is currently against Starkiller. Ooh. What race is Starkiller again? He's Protoss? Where are you, Starkiller? Alright, it says he's away, so I don't know if he's gonna recognize this yet, but... Even solo casting, he can't stop talking. I just read that. Oh my god. Hey, there you go. Starkiller's here. Yeah, I get that a lot. Once I start talking, I can't really stop. It takes a little bit to get me going. I mean, what else am I going to do? Solo casting? You kind of need to have something to, you know, fill the silence. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm going to tab out here so that we can look at the brackets again to keep you guys updated. Display capture. There we go. So, currently we got Estrella versus Starkiller. That's the one that we're going to be casting again, because both these players are pretty fun to watch as far as I understand. Below that, we got Uzukodi versus Sac de Fromage. Uzukodi took that 2-0, so we'll be casting him and the winner of that, probably. Further down, we have Light versus Paco. And they're still going on, but whoever wins that will go against Firefox, who took Hino down 2-0, I'm assuming. And down in the lower bracket, we have Sac de Fromage, waiting to play against whoever wins between Lingboy and Eruption. Kingslayer and Barbarossa, Barbarossa took that, and whoever loses 20. Where's 20? Okay, so whoever loses this one will play against Barbarossa. Hino and Arca will be playing against each other. Jet's out of the tournament now, and Dust will be playing Matisse. Oh wait, I gotta turn this on to the right thing. There we go. Stasis vetoed, getting upset. Alright, so Estrella vetoes blue shift. Stasis also gets vetoed, and Automaton is the third. One more map. What does Starkiller pick? He's thinking about it long and hard. Any second now. Starkiller, where'd you go? Parasite, okay. Scrap station. No, 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 no. That was a joke. Okay. I'm, No, 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 no. I really want to allow it, but I mean, just because it's an actual tournament. Okay, I have to ask. Okay. Oh, whoops. Wrong chat. All right, we're doing a tour of old maps, guys. We're going into the Blizzard maps. Let's find it. I've never even played on Scrap Station against bots. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's happening, guys. Saying go-go before I even put him in. Oh. Why is Uzi in here? I mean, I am the fun police. Alright. Oh, he said wait and I kicked him. That's awkward. Alright, so that happened. Alright, oh, PvZ on Scrap Station too. Oh my god. This map was not designed even with like normal Wings of Liberty stuff in mind. Oh jeez. Okay. So spawning in the... Oh my god, we're gonna have to do clock positions because we're not in the corners of the map here. Alright, so spawning in the 12 o'clock position. True north. For Psionic Aftermath, the red Protoss here that is enabling the Scrap Station nonsense. It is Estrella. And spawning in the... I don't know, what is this? 230? 230 position? Is our Teal Zerg enabling the future map Overgrowth. Hi, Slovy. The Slow Overlord. This Star Killer. Right here. I usually call him Slovy the Slow Overlord. Do we want to call him Comrade Slogolvy? Just look at him. He's beautiful. Majestic. Yeah, these ramps are huge. I asked you guys if you're sure. I mean, the rush distance is enormous as well. There's also this little spot for proxy pylons. Barracks don't fit there. But pylons do. Oh, classic. Keep in mind, this map was made when pylons could even, like, warp in on the high ground. Like, that was a thing. Jeez. Alright, yeah, Starkiller's Overlord wasn't even going the right direction at first. Oh, no, this one was. This one's figuring it out. Alright, so we're going to see Estrella going for Cybercore and double gas, so he's probably going to go for a Stargate play. I mean, like, the moment that he said yes to this map, that's probably what he had in mind. Or he's going to get a Robo or a Twilight Council, or end a Twilight Council and do some drops with the Warp Prism, try and get the island base, you know? Groove that kind of thing. Yeah, there's the Stargate. That makes sense. Alright, Starkiller, are you ready for Phoenixes to hunt your Overlords down and the really, really fast Oracle timing? You signed up for this, bud. Alright, I know what I keep thinking. It's like, I gotta do something. I gotta write down what these maps are, because I'm not gonna remember them. Alright. So we got Scrap Station. I don't know why I'm writing that one down because we're in it, but then Overgrowth. Oh, the Link's chasing a probe. The scouting probe. Last one was Steps of War. I haven't played in Steps of War either, except against like maybe bots years ago. That map has a novice version. Just think about that. Where they put rocks in your main base or your main ramp. So you can't leave. And people can't rush you as easily. It's so weird to think about. Oh, this is a full wall. He's not playing games. Alright, so Starkiller's just building a bunch of speedlings. He's gonna try and target down the Cybercore. He's not even worrying about these rocks in the middle. He's just gonna rally all the way around. This is not gonna be nice. Oh, Warp Gate's like 4/5 the way done, too. Like, that's a lot of time investment in there. He's not gonna have Warp Gate for a while. That's a significant disadvantage. Meanwhile, Estrella's gonna come here with the Oracle. I don't know why there's no Spore Crawler there. Oh, there's a Baneling Nest for Starkiller. Oh my god. It's also getting a third base. Oh my god. This is where the third base is? Hold on. This is the... Oh. Wow. You have to go this far away for a mineral patch, unless you want to go here. Alright, so the Speedlings are coming in. This is just one pylon for every building. Yeah, he realizes the problem here. Banelings are going to come in, and they're going to hit the gateway instead. Estrella being SimCity master. Walling in all that good stuff. Adding extra pylons. He has a Tempest. Oh my god. This is a match. Isn't there a prize pool for this? Oh my god. Oh jeez. Okay, so Estrella's already got plenty of tech going. He's still on one base, mind you. He still is only halfway done with the Warp Gate. This Oracle doing donuts. Here. Just observing the map. This is a very popular Vespine geyser. It's a common tourist destination. Had to, see the sights, check it off his bucket list. Finally got a shield battery down. Warp Gate's still not done. The Robo facility's almost done, so he can actually leave his main base without destroying this amalgamation of a wall that has been created. Creep spread has finally started as well for Starkiller because he was too busy trying to break gateways with Banelings. So he's finally just about connected his main, or he just about now connected his main base. He did a little bit ago, but alright. Overlord has died as well, by the way. This Tempest going doing the hunt. This main base is actually a little too far in to really be effective with the Tempest. Oddly enough. He's got 2 kills, both probably on Overlords. Alright, now he's got 2 Tempests. Now he can one-shot workers, and things get really weird. I guess. Alright, he's still building more Tempests, and he's got a Warp Prism coming out as well. And a cannon in the main base for reasons. I guess he probably expects... whoops. Probably expects Dropper Lords or something? I don't know why that's there, honestly. But he's on one base. He might as well do something. These Lings here have virtually no surface area on these rocks, at least not on that side. This Overlord is going to die as well, and probably that one. Poor Overlords. He's going to have to build some... That sucks. He's got 1 worker mining for the time being. Oh my god, and look at that supply cap. That is a supply cap to end all supply caps. Jeez. He's got 4 drones just kind of huddled up, wondering why the hell they've gotten into this mess. Or how the hell they've gotten in there. Got 2 Banelings for a Baneling bust. That's not even half the amount that you need to break a pylon, but okay. More Tempests on the way. Estrella's going to take the island because, I mean, if you want this map so badly, you're going to take the island. You have to. It's required. Tempests here going to take care of this Spore Crawler and this Queen. Apparently, you can one-shot a Queen with 5 Tempests. Fun fact. All those transfuses just went to waste on that Queen. And all the Queens are dead. I think this is game, actually. Now there are no Queens. Unless he just keeps wandering around. Oh, he's going to go for a big Baneling bust. It's now or never for him. Except Estrella's already got the island. I still think this might just be game here. These 2 Banelings here just gonna... No, don't kill that pylon. No. No. That was a waste. No. Okay, well, you showed that pylon you meant business. Yeah. Alright. GG. Christ almighty. Okay, scrap station's down. It's Scrap Station. Come on, Starkiller. You have to know. Okay. Oh, wait. Alright, next map is Overgrowth. Overgrown Facility. That's a 2v2 map. Okay. Yeah, I loved Overgrowth because you could do so many different things on the map. And also the mineral patches were unique in the main base. It was very, very weird. What is this? What the hell is this? Alright, so now we're getting into Overgrowth. Because... Alright, if you're just tuning in, by the way... This is partially my fault that we're doing weird maps for this. But they really, really want to play these. So... We're going with it. Alright, who still needs to ready? Starkiller, come on. Tab in. There we go. Why does it say Estrella's been in a custom for 34 minutes? He keeps saying go-go while he's in spectator. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to get raffle stomped right now. I'll do that on my own time. Thank you very much. Yeah, I probably will be casting Uzi. Oh yeah. There's your music. Okay. Yeah, you're J-Dong, alright, bud. Alright, spawning at the top, a right-hand corner. It is EG's J-Dong. No, okay. Teal Zerg, he extractor tricked. Ooh, being fancy. This is a rather standard map, so we probably will see some standard things, minus maybe some proxy gold hatcheries. This is Starkiller. This is not J-Dong. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the red Protoss. Self-proclaimed Noob Straya. It is a Straya. It's just one Straya, not multiple. Oh, he remembers the way to wall off this map, too. Oh, it's been a while. They're playing it hot style, where you still wanted to. Oh. Not only does he proxy hatch, but he proxy hatches off-center. Just to piss me off, I'm sure. Just for me. Oh yeah, this is the map where the creep is really bright, too. It's like a light gray, for some reason. It's a very bright map. Alright. I remember when this was considered the norm. It was awesome. By the way, I think if he does an extractor trick here, or an Evo trick, the Nexus can still go down, because I think this is 2 hexes off. So that would be awkward. Landfear, you don't recognize N2O? That's me. You know me. I've talked to you before. We have spoken. On multiple occasions. Alright. The stray area realizes that both naturals have been claimed. Alright, the hatchery has finished. No evolution trick. Seeing chrono boosted zealots coming out here. Basically what the goal of this hatchery is to spread as much creep as possible. He's going to try and turbo out a queen here as well, so they can put down a creep tumor. And that means that the Protoss can't expand to their natural until they clear out not only this hatchery and anything that might come out of it, but also take care of the queen. Oh, well, I guess that comes out of the hatchery. I guess that technically was already included. He did kill it before the queen came out. That was really nice. He would have had to get a robo to clear out that creep tumor as well, or an oracle, and waste the energy to do that. So that was really, really good for him to be able to kill that first. And Starkiller's natural's only just done now, by the way. Not to mention that 6 lings are coming out, but 3 zealots will kill 6 lings. And a queen. It will kill the queen too, probably. So, Starkiller's on the back foot here. Alright, Nexus is almost able to go down. Oh, Stray supply blocked. That's awkward. That's okay, though. He's got a Nexus coming up. Pair of sentries. Stray is actually just scouting with these, making sure that nothing too absurd is going on across the map. No gold bases have been taken. Oh, they do catch out these speedlings, though. Oh, no. Oh, he actually can take on these lings quite comfortably. Yeah. He does lose the 3 zealots, but he does trade semi-decently in the process. And, actually, shield batteries didn't even exist when this map was made. This is kind of weird. Actually, none of the maps we'll be playing had shield batteries on ladder. That's a lot of banelings. Alright, I think Estrella knows... Oh, yeah, right. The probe's literally right there. He knows what's up. He saw the banelings. Do the banelings see the probe? Oh, they do now. How many banelings is that? 9? Yeah, that's 9 banelings. No, no. Oh, oh. You scare me, Estrella, like that. That sentry, like, could smell the banelings. Sketchy. It's a lot of sentries, though. This baneling bust isn't going to be able to do very much. Never mind. The baneling bust will work. Somehow. At the very least, was very annoying. So, Estrella's getting a robo facility. We'll finish up momentarily. Starkiller hasn't started his creep spread yet, which is sort of important, but I don't know if it's critical right now. Estrella's building more sentries. Jeez, he's gonna probably go for some, like, old-fashioned Soul Train style. This is what happens when you play against parting. You just become the 2-base all-in god. Tickle that to death. Oh. Yeah, good job, little buddy. He's like the little brother with the fake controller that's not plugged in. I'm helping! Oh. Wait. There you go. There. Sorry, it's game 2. I forgot to do the thing. Estrella won game 1 on Scrap Station of all maps. Starkiller's gonna go for a Spire. That is a very uncommon play against Protosses nowadays, because normally they will have Blink Stalkers and Archons, and they'll make Archons anyways. Even if you're going like a Roach Hydra composition, Archons are just good against everything Zerg because they do extra damage to biological units. So they even do extra damage to every... There is nothing that Zerg has that doesn't get dealt extra damage from an Archon. Even the buildings. They're considered biological. That's why they can be transfused. So weird. I'm like 99% sure the answer is no, but Medivacs can't heal buildings that Zerg has, right? Like, I'm fairly positive that's the case, but I've never actually had a situation where I've, like, literally confirmed that in my head. Like, I can't think of a time where I would have had to confirm that in team games. Because I know Medivacs can heal Zealots. Because they're bio. Oddly enough. They can also heal, Templar. Sentries are so fun to watch when they're just, like, spinning around. Their center of mass is, like, with that orb in the back. Or their center of rotation. So they look like, they kind of look like Roombas driving around. Really, really fancy Roombas that float. Alright, Starkiller's getting his third base up and running. Not a whole lot's been happening over the last little while. We had a lot of early game aggression, so I guess everybody's kind of figuring out what they want to do. Meta's actually coming in as I say that. trying to do some damage, hot style. But they won't get a ton of damage done. Both players even on workers, like literally even on workers. Australia will be up 1 probe in a moment. Because no drones are in the tab. Boop, 52. And more on the way, obviously. But, okay, so Starkiller's continuously pumping out mutas here. He's hell-bent on making them work. I don't know if that's actually the best plan here, especially since they're... How many sentries did Australia make? 8? 8 sentries? Sentries and Stalkers generally do okay against Mutalisks. Not to mention the... Oh, well, not to mention the double Stargate that's in the main base of Australia to deal with them. And the... Wow. That's a statement right there. Not only getting the +1 air upgrade, but chrono boosting it too. He wants that +1. Alright, Starkiller knows what's up, obviously. He saw the Stargate, so he's gonna get some Corruptors. So that the Phoenixes can't eternally kite the Mutalisks without at least paying some form of price. Some sacrifices must be made. I only just realized how spiky Corruptors are. Wait, are they like Overlords and they float because of the gas in their heads? I always thought this was like their brain. It looks like it's just a ventricle. Or ventral sacs? Is that what they call them? They're just gas lumps. They're bubbly and stuff. It's weird. Twin Slogolvies. I wonder if he's... Alright, he doesn't have Overlord speed. So I feel like these are on... Oh, no, never mind. I thought they were on the same hotkey as the Corruptors. I thought the Overlords were in here with his air units, because if he did that, then the Phoenixes can potentially hit the Overlords instead of the Corruptors or the Mutalisks. At least while they're kiting. So if you don't literally, like, physically target stuff, the Overlords, if they're out in front, will get hit. Alright, so Fleet Beacon is down. No Fleet Beacon units themselves just yet. +1 air is done. Ooh. But Phoenix range is just about to finish. There we go. It's done. A lot of Banelinks for Starkiller. I love Ling Bane against Protoss, especially when it works. I don't know why. I can never get it to work against Protoss. Probably because when I get thwarted the first time, I just solve it by adding more Zerglings and Banelings. But there are a lot of sentries here for Australia, but a lot of Stalkers, which is not helpful. That will be problematic, especially since Blink isn't even, like, close to done. Dark Shrine is coming down, so it'll be spicy later on. It'll be a bit of an adventure. Yeah, no Storm here is definitely not helpful, but having a Colossus here, that single Colossus will do a lot of damage to these Zerglings. There's a lot of Corruptors, too, actually. Neat. So, +2 attack has been researched for these Zerglings. They're still made of tissue paper because there's no Carapace upgrade. It's being researched just now because, I mean, there's nothing else for him to research on layer tech besides this and his air upgrades. So might as well. But against splash damage that he's expecting to exist already, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to have armor on these Zerglings. If they're going to be made out of tissue paper anyways, you might as well just make sure that it's single ply. Or if they're made out of toilet paper, you know, 1 ply is going to work the same way as 2 ply, you know? As long as everybody that you have is just a bunch of little expendable Zerglings. That went a little too deep. That was a bit of a corporate analogy, huh? Yee. Okay, come on. Any second now. It's a lot of dancing around. He's actually starting to lag me out a bit because I'm just used to people spamming Hydras and Roaches, so I can put Ultra Graphics on for 1v1 casting. But this Link style is really starting to make my computer a little upset. You see 24 frames, 25 frames, that's upsetting. Corruptors here are trying to be a nuisance. corrupting the Protoss, albeit unsuccessfully. Starkiller does the Nest T solution to things, which is if they have a lot of units, just build more Banelings. Does anybody remember when Nest T used to just build tons of Banelings against Thors? When people didn't split Thors up and stuff when they saw what was going on back in Wings of Liberty, so they just get rolled by insanely high Baneling counts. It was really fun. All right, so this engagement's gonna get forced a little bit. Starkiller will try and run off. He has finally got his creep spread to some degree. It's only in one direction, and it's only one creep tumor that is kind of spread eventually. So it's been slow going, slow and steady. Starkiller's split up his army into 2 groups to try and get the surround here. He's going to actually go for this. Oh, boy. All the Banelings getting funneled in. All these so many force fields. Oh, my God. Eventually, the Banelings will go in. The Stalkers will try and blink away from all of this. And, yeah, Starkiller's army just evaporates. He's got a bunch of Corruptors because there's nothing for them to shoot at, and they're just going to stare in amazement. And, oh, my God. That production tab is insane. Triple-digit Lings about to pop out for the Flood again. He's definitely going to need some Banelings again, yeah, because he wants to pop those Archons before he goes into the engagement. Also, there's only 2 sentries left, and only one really has energy to do anything useful. This one might have a force field in it, but... See, 5 Archons is a lot to worry about here. You see the Banelings, all these Archons are clumped up. Ah, beautiful. All the Archons are going to go down, except for this one. He's there for a little while. He's going to die, though. All the Immortals get surrounded. This army gets absolutely obliterated from the reinforcements that Starkiller was able to provide. From the original army, there's so much left. Oh, my God. All these Corruptors, too. He probably wants to get a hive going so he can actually turn those into something useful. Ah, yes. Alright, DTs are in here to try and clean up the mess of Zerglings that is here. They do kill Zerglings in one shot, but, I mean, when there's so many of them, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's got 4. 4 DTs against a bunch of Zerglings. They'll definitely shred them pretty quickly. Starkiller's taken the gold base, finally, like he said he wanted to. He's actually got a lot of bases. He's got his 5 base economy going. He had this for a little while, but he didn't really get a chance to mine it. He didn't get a chance at all to mine it, actually. He's also got some guys on the inside. They're not very bright. They don't really make zealot noises very well. Estrella's starting to make phoenixes again, oddly enough. I'm not exactly sure why that is. He might just be trying to get some of that late game worker harassment in there, but he's already seen the high corruptor count that's been around for a while. That is, by the way, why he hasn't been using the fleet beacon in a while, more than likely. Or most likely is because he just sees this massive corruptor count and doesn't want to just get countered with, well, like making those units useful. It's like even worse than getting your units countered. Alright, more Banelings. Good solution. Oh no. Oh, this engagement's gonna go a little bit worse. Okay, so the Banelings do eventually trickle in. They didn't get target fired or anything like that, so Estrella is definitely gonna have a little bit of a harder time clearing this up, but in the end, these Archons aren't surrounded yet. They will... Oh, the Banelings don't do anything. Never mind. This Archon has 33 shields. This Archon has 72. This thing is so almost dead. I'm surprised it's survived, honestly. Phoenixes still being annoying. There are no spore crawlers in any of the mineral lines here. This main base actually got wiped out entirely. Wow, Starkiller's only been on 4 Vespene Geysers this entire game. Oh, wow. It's a lot. And Starkiller is making drones again. Kind of needs them. It's running out. His Corruptor's trying really, really hard to be as fast as the Phoenixes, but no matter how hard they try and fly, their tentacles cannot swim fast enough against the beautiful Starfighters. Star Fox level. I just realized I could have done Control-Shift-F. I was actually doing that manually. There. What are you doing here? Thinks he could get away with not working because he's invisible. Let's look at him. Okay. So Starkiller is finally starting to get his workers back in order. Supply count is still kind of low, actually, considering how long the game's been going on for, because of all those armies. Have you guys ever seen a cloaked unit take a Zelnaga watchtower while you haven't had detection before? It's actually really funny, because you see that it's being taken over, but you don't see the thing that's there. Alright. These Zerglings trying to do what they can. They're still 2-1 Zerglings. They're probably they won't do very much, unfortunately. Another thing to note, Estrella did the proper thing, which was getting armor upgrades against the Zerglings. So these Zealots just are so tanky. The Archons don't have any upgrades associated with them other than the +1 attack and this that'll eventually come out. I think it's interesting how Estrella hasn't opted to get a Templar Archives yet. He's gone solely off of this Dark Shrine, which saves him a little bit of gas, but that is a lot of minerals that he's thrown into this army instead of additional Zealots, which probably would just get rolled over by the Banelings anyways. But you only save, what, like 25 gas for each Archon? So for each of these, it'd be 6 Archons gas-wise to get the 7th one free with DTs. So he's got 5, 6, 7, so he's saved on 1 Archon here. Probably over the course of the game, he's probably saved for an extra 3 Archons, maybe. In the grand scheme of things, that's not actually a whole lot. That's a lot of Zealots that you're spending over that. That's 75 additional minerals that you could throw elsewhere. He is still pretty comfortable in this game right now, so... I mean, it's working out for him. And the DTs do provide a nice little harassment tool. Keeps Starkiller busy. Like, look at all these DTs. Multi-prong harassment. All these overseers just flying around with their eyeballs everywhere. They're all-seeing eyeballs. It's really so derpy those eyeballs are. Like, they're not even, like, actual eye slits. They're just, like, little holes in the eye. They look like screws. Yellow screws. And we're finally going to reach that stage of the game where Overgrowth is going to get almost mined out. This is going to be the last base that hasn't been taken, and alas, a Nexus has fallen there. Or has been placed. It'll be here eventually. It takes a little while. You know. Estrella's going to do some more harassment. Keep the Zerg in line. It's going to warp in DT reinforcements. Although the Overseer's going to come over here anyways. Baneling's going to come in just because they really... They're like Mr. Meeseeks. They just want to be helpful and die. It's just funny watching all the Zerglings try and go at it at once. Like, there's a few Zerglings that actually get to attack, and then all the ones way in the back. Oh. That is so many Archons. Oh my god, that's what? How many Archons is that? 10? 12? Something like that? Here, hold on. Group count. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. That's a lot of Archons against Zerglings that don't even have Hive Tech associated with them. Starkiller's doing the best he can, but oh my god, all those force fields right there, making sure that nothing can get through except for a tiny stream of Zerglings. The Banelings in here did a little bit of a good job trying to bust stuff in, but those force fields really did a number. Yeah, that Archon count is absurd. Yeah, there's no way you're busting that with Lings, but... So GG, Estrella takes the game. Number 2. We didn't get to play on Steps of War. Maybe one day. So at least they both got to play on a map that they wanted. Well, a map that I guess I suggested, and then a map that Starkiller wanted. That was a long game too. That was pretty hot styled. Watching all the Lings. Even the builds were hot styled. It's a nice little throwback. Okay. Oh yeah, music. There we go. Why am I going through my friends list right now? Alright, where is Uzi? There's Uzi. Alright, so in the meanwhile, while we're waiting for Uzi to come in. Alright, so looking at the bracket here. We're currently in the quarterfinals. The other quarterfinal has finished. Oh yeah, right. This thing that I keep forgetting to do. So, Light versus Firefox. Firefox took a 2-0, so he's going to be playing the winner of this match. And then that'll eventually go to the finals. Down in the losers bracket, currently have Light, because he lost to Firefox, of course. He'll be playing... actually, scratch that. That's going to take a while. Alright. That'll take a little bit too much to explain. So Starkiller is going to be playing Barbarossa. The winner of that will be playing against Eruption, and then the winner of that one is going to be playing against Light. Meanwhile, on the other side, Arca's playing Matisse currently. And then the loser of the match that we're casting right now will play the winner of this match. There we go. Oh. Oh. It says Uzi's in game for whatever reason, so maybe he was just laddering while he was waiting. Oof. Oh? Oh? Oh, did you guys... Never mind. Alright, let me get you guys back in here. There we go. Welcome back. Swagcar has elected not to join the lobby. That's so formal. It's like a World of Warcraft way of saying that. Or... wait. Wrong chat. Whoops. There we go. Are we both casting this game? Is that what's... oh, right. He was on the other stream, isn't he? Isn't he on stream A or something? Are you both going to be casting separately? Just two channels solo casting? Gonna be weird. Alright. Leave arcade. Leave. Never join arcade ever again. Blah. Okay. Oh. Cool, cool. All right, in we go. No! Shit. Alright, hold on a sec. Okay, when I load in.
Game paused.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to make sure.
Game resumed.
Alright. I am the B stream. Alas, we must switch who we are casting. Leave arcade. Oh my god. It's because I'm in the customs tab. Every time it just does that. It's so annoying. There's just so much bad stuff that comes out of the arcade in general, chats. Yeah, so if you want to go and watch Estrella and Uzi, it's going to be on the A stream, by the way. So if you guys want to watch them big boys going on up in the upper bracket, then definitely go check that out. Let's see here. I don't really like this UI setup. I don't know why. It just... Wait. Oh. Can't you detach this? Weren't you able to detach this once upon a time? Cool, cool. Alright. So this is the game that we mean to cast. TVZ. Hoorah. Or ZVZ. There we go. GLG. Good luck, good have fun. There we go. I did it. Okay. Pew. I got the sound effects, of course. Alright, so hopefully it's not a Ling Max versus a Ling Max, or else my computer might melt and turn into a plastic metallic alloy of sorts, and I'd have to go to the junkyard and try and convince them that they want it really badly for $10. That would be bad. I don't want to do that. Alright, so, wait, I gotta introduce players and stuff. Okay. So, spawning in the top, or bottom left, I have eyes. Bottom left-hand corner is our Teal Zerg. He was defeated last game. Now he's up here to tear, or he's down here to tear up the losers bracket. He's a star killer. A new challenger appears. He's red. He's Zerg. He's in the top right. He has an extractor. It's a beautiful extractor. I'm sure it will be when it's done. See, the drones love it. It is Barb, or Rosa. Or Barb, I guess, as far as people have been typing. Or Senza. Just gonna go for a pool first. I didn't even realize that spawning pool was there. That's awkward. It's conveniently hidden like that. Starkiller's going to go for a hatchery first. He still hasn't gotten his gas geyser down, so a fairly gasless opening. I'm a sucker for gasless openings as a Zerg because heavy queen openers are really, really, really promising for economic reasons. They also hold off lings really comfortably as long as you have a wall. And then you can go into roaches nicely without having ling speed. Which sometimes in ZVZ really just feels like a waste of an upgrade after the early game. So if you can avoid it, it kind of is nice. Plus having lots of queens means that you can transfuse later on in the game, get your creep spread to connect your bases together, which usually is nice because that means that your queens can reinforce and your reinforcements are generally faster. Sometimes you don't want to creep spread across the map because that accidentally gives you or gives your opponent extra movement speed in ZVZ. That poor Overlord. Slogo V will not live today, guys. You see this? This majestic flight as he slowly turns into mush. Rest in peace, Comrade Slogo V. 2018 to 2018. Alright, so Starkiller's going to come in, scale a little bit with those lings. They're probably going to die. Yeah. Does save that drone, which is nice. Also, those lings just got speed the moment that ling died, I think. So I don't know if Starkiller realized that. He will if he actually saw with that Overlord, though, which is nice. These are slow lings going in, just confirming that there are indeed no proxy bases for whatever reason. I don't know. Weird things happen sometimes in ZVZ, so it's just good to confirm that nothing is there. Especially if you go pool first, sometimes you might take a fast third base because you have the map control. Interesting thing to note, neither player made a Baneling nest. Neither of them felt like they were in a position where they needed to build a defensive Baneling nest, so both of them are going to be a little more tech-oriented, or at least getting to that roach stage of the game much earlier than a normal ZVZ may have that happen at. Both players also have finished their layers. Wait, I thought Starkiller had a layer. Oh, no, he literally just started his. My bad. I thought he had one on the way. Maybe he canceled one? Maybe he canceled it on accident? I don't know. No, because he did the extractor trick. He must have just did another extractor trick later on. I don't know. Anyways, so this Nidus network, it's going to be fun. I like it. It's going to send the queens with it as well. The speedlings. It's going to be a fun time. Everybody's going to have a party. Starkiller doesn't even know he's hosting it, but he is. It's also on the map. He notices it immediately. It's like, yeah, no. Please don't. It's going to finish, of course, in no time. And a second Nidus Worm is going to come in after that just to reinforce. This will get transfused to allow the reinforcements to come in. A lot of them don't make it, but these drones are still attacking. That's actually a lot of damage that's going to be done to Starkiller's economy here. He didn't really get a whole lot of reinforcement. Oh, actually, he did that to run away. That was nice. So he got his units out of there. The good thing about the Nidus network now is that the Nidus Worm costs a lot less than it used to. 100 minerals and 100 Vespine made it pretty uneconomical to Nidus more than like once or twice over the course of the whole game. So it was pretty much an all-in strategy. Whereas, as we just saw there, or is it 75-75 for a Nidus Worm? It's cheaper, I know that. But as we saw there, it was used to evac those units. It could have been used for reinforcing as well. I think the Nidus network looks so cool. Like, the little mouth is a little weird. I never really was a fan of the insecty things, but this spirally thing right here is really cool. It's kind of weird just having it pop out of the fleshy bits, but... Actually, it'd be cool if this one was moving, too. right on the outside on the bottom. Okay, Starkiller is just gonna pseudo heal up this roach, turn it into something better. The Ravager. Now it's a roach plus. He's all grown up. He's gonna come in trying to do some drone damage, but Senza actually has more roaches than him, so he's definitely gonna be able to clean this up, no problem. So that's a lot of units that Starkiller's lost there. He does have a worker advantage, however. He has 3 workers on top of Barb, although he did just kill a few right here, so that might be to be expected. Starkiller's actually gonna flood roaches. He might be expecting a counterattack here from Barb. I wouldn't be terribly surprised, honestly. This Nidus network actually will be really nice for either throwing in reinforcements or allowing for a fast evacuation, or even just sending some queens across the map for some spot transfuses. Although he doesn't have any high energy queens. I don't think. He only has 2 queens. One must have died on the defense here. Anyways, yeah, Starkiller's definitely going to be able to push this away. Both players have roach speed, so there's some pot shots are going to be made here from Starkiller. Barb is actually sending his roaches the long way around home, so this might not go so hot for him. Actually, yeah, he'll have a surround on this. Starkiller is not going to be in the best of positions here. We see nice concave from Barb. Even like a couple, or that one roach in the reinforcement wave, definitely not helping out. Just getting dissolved in the roach acid. I was gonna say obliterated. It's not really. These don't really explode. They just melt you chemically. Poor queen, just lost. Just wanted to get home. I hate when that happens. That happens a lot for me. I'll accidentally rally queens out in the middle of nowhere and not notice until it's too late because I build a lot of queens. So I'll have 1 per base and like 2 extras most of the time. By the time I have like 4 bases. Wow, Barb is getting right on top of all these roaches. He actually is getting pulled or thwarted here, which is not good for him. He's got to be careful here. The concave is not in his favor anymore. He's actually losing a lot of units. He really needs to pull back at this point. He's trying to fight. No, the Biles. Alright, the Biles get a little bit of damage done. These Biles do not. The roaches are going to have to fall back. The reinforcement wave was not enough to break Starkiller, and he's actually going to come in on the counterattack. That was an interesting Bile. Let's send a message to the ground. Fuck you, ground. Oh, he's counteracting gravity. Who are you to do that? Alright, now Starkiller's got a lot of units here to counterattack with. The Biles narrowly miss, which is good. That's a lot of Biles. He has a fair amount of Ravagers in his army right now, which is really going to help him out here. And he actually has a bigger army than Barb. You don't want to overextend there, buddy. Alright. The fact that Starkiller has a fully saturated third base is really going to help him out. Or actually slightly oversaturated, but I digress. And Barb doesn't have his third base operating like pretty much at all. He just tried to go for an all-out roach attack there, and it didn't work out in his favor, and Starkiller's turned the tides. These roaches walking into their death. Maybe they were equipped with a white flag. Starkiller didn't get the memo, so he just destroyed, shot the messenger. Oh, is that past game 1? Oops. Oh, okay. So, loser's bracket is best of 1. Okay, I didn't realize that. Cool. Alright, Starkiller doesn't mind being a star himself. Alright, let's see. Who is he playing next? He's playing Eruption. I mean, I don't know who that is, but... I don't see him in the chat either. Alright, so... while we're waiting for Eruption to show up... Oh, right, I forgot. I have this thing. They made in Paint as well. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's beautiful. Alright, we're gonna go to Payton, apparently. No, I don't want Paint 3D. I want good paint. Uh, 48. Oh my god, that's really, really an aggressive color. There we go. Yay! Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Alright. So I keep coming back ahead of schedule. I also just realized that the 3-minute delay doesn't help you guys with this timing, because I'm doing it based off of this clock. I guess you could compare it that way, but that's not the goal. Got some nice, I don't remember what they're called. I know I used to have some cookies, or waffle-looking cookies that my friend who had a, like, Italian background, they call them stracciatella or something like that. Stracciatella, something like that. But, they're like little waffle cookie things. They're really good. Vanilla. Very vanilla-y and waffle-y. Love it. It's rough to chat with you guys, unfortunately. Because of the 3-minute delay, but kind of spacing out. Sorry, I'll get my carb fix from this, and then I'll be good for the next, like, couple games. Probably. Place in a league. You get a portrait for placing. Wow. And then a portrait for 3. A lot of interesting achievements. Like, some of them you can tell are obviously geared towards new players. And some of the other ones are, like, literally 750 wins team random, 100 wins team random, or 1,000. Like, that kind of thing. Or solo. It's interesting seeing, like, all the times where I got these achievements as well. These ones are actually really close together. November 13th, November 11th, October 29th. Oh, these are in order from when I got them, actually. What's the first one I got? Versus AI Novice. December 31st, 2011. Wow. 2012. Just going through the campaign. Watch my first replay. February 2012. This is such a weird achievement. Wow. Went from January to February without anything. This is surprisingly easy to get in Bronze League, because usually you'll send a unit out and just forget about it. And the games can last a long time in lower ranks. This one's actually harder in upper ranks to achieve. Because usually people cancel them. Alright. 50 supply worth of units in 15 seconds. Alright, so we watched PvT. We watched PvP. That was the first game. We watched TvT. We watched ZVZ. This is the last matchup on that checklist, guys. This is the only one that we haven't watched yet. All right. Any second now. There we go. It's interesting because we have like different logos for each of the teams. Not on purpose, but just because it's just the picture that somebody had on hand. So it's just slightly different. Like you can see it right there. Alright, so spawning in the top right-hand corner as our GM Teal Zerg that we've been following for the last couple games. Lost versus Estrella, but he's kicking it back in the losers bracket. It is Starkiller. And on the bottom left from our EU division is our Pink Terran. It is Eruption. Trying to think of something special to talk about with him, but I haven't seen him play yet, so I don't really have anything to mention as of yet. Ooh. So we see Starkiller going down with the pool first. I think it was like, what, 16 pool, 17 pool, something like that. And... oh, he's just going to expand. Okay. And he hasn't gotten a Gas Geyser, so this is probably just for faster queens. If you really hate Reapers, this is definitely a good build to do. Yeah, there's the gas. But in general, it gets your creep spread out a little bit faster as well. If you just rush out a creep tumor on the natural, then you can really start getting your creep spread going. And on a map like Blue Shift, creep spread is pretty important. Because there's like 3 lanes that you have to cover. And it's pretty it's pretty easy for a Terran to just scan and then clean out a bunch of them, the creep tumors at once. So I can understand why I'd be going for something like a pool first to try and get the upper hand. It is also possible that Eruption is known as a more aggressive player. I have never watched him play before, but these two likely have played each other at least once, so they might know each other's play styles to a degree. And so if Eruption is known as more of an aggressive player, then Starkiller would want to potentially go pool first just to avoid any of that nonsense. And he does confirm that it is just a Reaper expand. Did see the Reaper with the Overlord and the expand, so both halves of that. So he's going to get his third base down in a rather nice fashion. Around 21 supply, I think that was. Pretty standard timing if you're going for a fast third. And we see him pulling off of gas, so it's just getting link speed for map control. And now he'll have a lot of money for additional queens and drones. So it'll be very, very mineral based. Not looking to do any Baneling bust of any kind, at least not yet. That'll be nice. You see the slowlings coming in trying to do some pressure. That's that's another benefit of going for a pool first strategy. See this Reaper getting all the lings, cleaning them up. We do see a total of 2 workers probably went down there, or maybe it was a Marine and a worker or something like that. My observing skills have come into play, and I forgot to check that out. We do see a fair amount of lings from Starkiller, though. He really loves his Zerglings, jeez. It's like, what, a dozen? Yeah, dozen lings. And some rocks, apparently. Rocks. I didn't realize how high this little rock up here is. That goes really high up in the air. Alright, so when you see the speedlings, I'm not going to miss it this time. Coming in to do some pressure here. Do get a couple workers. Nice. He's going to get out with the vast majority of them. Not going to get roasted by these Hellions, at least not quite yet. He is going to run back home. These 4 Hellions will do a little bit of harassment. Ooh, it's 2 factories here. And he's not getting Blue Flame. Wait, does he already have Blue Flame? No upgrades yet this game at all, actually. So he's going to be going for the Cyclone upgrade. Against a Ling-oriented player, that's not that big of an advantage, because this increases lock-on damage, and the Cyclone will just probably one-shot the Zergling. However, now that Roaches are coming out, this is much better. Cyclones can kite Roaches all day really, really easily. They can kite the Queens as well, if that was also what you would be up against. But oh, we see actually Starkiller going out with these Roaches. Sending him across the map. He also hasn't gotten a layer yet. Oh, he's also lost an Overlord. Whoopsies. Yeah, I love mech, so I'll watch it all day long. These Roaches are not in the best situation, yeah. That sucks. Oh, that lock-on was off. He might have been waiting for that maglev upgrade to finish. Wait, why? He does have maglev done now, right? Or did he cancel it? No, he has it. Why is it not showing up in the weapons and armor tab? Yeah. Meh. Awkward. Anyways. I don't have a cough button. Uh-oh. PsiX is in a funny spot. Just side note. Alright, so he's getting a 3rd base. Supply depot's open. Hello, Zerglings. Ling run-bys all day long. These Cyclones coming in, getting caught with their pants down because the Hellions are running home to deal with the Zerglings, and those Cyclones will get pretty much ravaged straight to the ground. These Lings did not go into the main base, and they will be shut down from doing any further damage. There. Here you go. But now the Roaches are here, and there's no Cyclones to deal with this. There is 1 siege tank, which will go a long way against these Ravagers. Or these Roaches, rather. The Ravagers probably can get dealt with by the Hellions, I guess. But yeah, he's gonna just bust down that siege tank, and now this is way scarier than it was just a moment ago with just the Zerglings. Especially since he's lost all his Cyclones. He's going to try and hold down the main ramp here, wait for his other tanks to come out, and he's probably going to have to pull more workers to defend this, but I don't know if that's really going to be enough. See, that tank is somehow alive, actually, but almost all the SCVs are getting absolutely roasted. He's got 10 workers right now left over after all of that. It's 2 Roaches and 4 Ravagers still in the base. The siege tank is going to get a couple extra shots off, but yeah, now 5 SCVs. He's got triple orbital, so it's not the end of the world, but his supply count is 18. He does stabilize in the end. Starkiller is going to get a 4th base. Oh boy. Sketchy at best. Oh no, and the layer is done, and he's got a Spire on the way. Mutas are like extremely difficult to deal with if you don't have any workers to operate with, and you don't have money to build Thors or missile turrets or an engineering bay to get the turrets. So yeah, this is a rough position. He's got 3 siege tanks and he's producing 2 more, so he's definitely not expecting this Spire play at all. Needling will catch him off guard. And if he wasn't dead already, he certainly will be in a moment's time, in a moment's notice, because he has 0 things that shoot up right now. He's built 1 unit that could shoot up this entire game, and that was a while ago. That was the second army unit that he produced this whole game. Does have some wood mines now. 15 Mutalisks. Jeez. This is not a fun situation. Still relatively oblivious. He's got 1 Thor coming out, but 1 Thor does not do anything against this many Zerglings, especially not for somebody that knows how to magic box, I'm certain. So Starkiller's even getting a 5th base right now. Eruption's finally got his worker count up to about 30. But yeah, not looking good here. He might just GG out once he sees these mutas. Oh no, and the Thor pops out exactly on top of the Mutalisks. Yeah, he's gonna GG out. I don't blame him. That's rough. Alright. Up and up and up. Starkiller's making his way through the losers bracket. That army value tab when the mutas pop out. Alright, so now they're going to be playing, let's see here. It's going to be playing against Light. Meanwhile, Estrella took down Uzi 2-0. And Uzi's going to be playing against Matiz in the losers bracket. Yeah, there's nothing else to really report. Yeah, Estrella's going against Firefox. I think I mentioned that, but just in case I didn't. That's everything. Leave Whisper. Leave Whisper. Leave Whisper. Just for organization. So I can keep everything nice and neat and organized. Alright, I'll just let him take care of everything because they probably already started vetoes potentially. I don't want to interrupt their process. These guys are pretty familiar with tournaments, so they're probably already coordinating that kind of stuff. So I don't want to get in the way. Alright, let's look at this chat. Oh, we haven't had a whole lot of chatting in a while. Jeez, I keep trying to swipe type on my phone. There we go. There. That definitely doesn't inspire a conversation. Knock knock, who's there? Da swarm large. Definitely is not a conversation starter, but at least it puts something else in the chat, freshens it up a little bit. Alright. Okay, so Uzi took Matisse down. That's an up. I think that's the only update that we have. This is Estrella top seed the whole way. It's interesting just seeing the highlights of everything on here. Just the patterns are interesting. I don't know. Oh. Oh. Cool. Alright, so MVD has their own caster right now. That it's going to cast the finals. Let me get the link actually, hold on. Do. Cool. Alright, I'm assuming that Miguel will come in here and link it or something. Later. I don't know. Alright, so if you guys want to watch the MVD finals, go to Xeno's stream. If one of you has the link, that'd be awesome, because they just hopped straight into this game, like, right away. I'm also not a ref, I'm sad. But okay. I don't get to pause and blow my whistle and things and chat with them. I cry. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Making all sorts of little Zergy bits fly everywhere. By himself. The teal Zerg, it is Starkiller. And in the top right-hand corner, I feel like no, I don't think I've casted him before. I think I've talked to him before, though. In the top right-hand corner is our red Protoss player, cruising his way through the loser's bracket as is Starkiller. It is Light. Actually, he hasn't been in the loser's bracket for very long, if I remember correctly. So, see Light going for a double gas build. Okay, so it's possible that we're going to see... I think Stargate is the first thing that comes to mind, but a tech-heavy oriented harassment, maybe an all-in style build. I don't know. We'll see what's happening here. All right, Starkiller going for pool first. The later gas. So similar build to what we saw last game, actually, against why am I forgetting who we just casted? Eruption. There we go. I can talk. I can remember. I have a brain. Hooray. Lucky me. Oh, that's a full wall off. What is going on over here? This is probably a Twilight, actually. Because it's off in the corner, far away from everything. So it's unlikely to get scouted. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Dark Shrine coming down in a moment. Or, well, after the twilight. So, in a few moments. Over a few moments. So, yeah, this is going to be a double adept pressure. Double chrono boost on it. Looks so nice. And what's he going to put here? He's going to put the twilight in his base. Okay. So, no alarm bells will be ringing exactly for Starkiller, except for this full wall off. That definitely is a bit of an alarm bell ringing in his head, probably. But if he sees the Twilight Council, then you might think it's a charge lot all-in of some kind. Maybe a blink all-in. If he sees both these gases being mined from extensively, he might not realize this. Or maybe it's an adept all-in? Huh. Okay. This must just be an adept all-in. I want to say it's an all-in because he has to kill one of his gateways to get out of his main base. I don't think he's going to bother to do that. Realistically speaking. Yeah, 4 gates. And a shield battery. Oh, whoops. Yeah, wow. Starkiller sees all of this, by the way. He's just watching the Adepts rally across. Yeah, glaive beams. Whatever they're called. Yeah, so this is not a good sign. Or, well, if Starkiller doesn't defend this well, this is not a good sign for him. Okay, yeah, he saw that shade, and now he knows kind of what's up. If he knows there's, like, no natural right here, right? So, yeah, maybe not, but he knows there's no wall here, which is definitely an indication that something's up. He's got a lot of Zerglings here. However, Zerglings are not the primary, or not the world's best defenders against Adepts. They are fast, so they can catch the shades once they're done, but this is a lot of Adepts. Yeah, and he's going to have to decide whether or not he wants to follow the shades or not. Light is not going to shade in there. Doesn't want to get surrounded or anything. The Banelings definitely will help against the Adepts. That is something that will aid him there. Alright. Second attempt. These Zerglings are just dying so fast. Oh my god, that's so many Adepts. Jesus Christ. Yeah, all the Banelings are not going to do anything because these Adepts are split up. Yeah, I feel like this is game, actually. Starkiller already only has 11 workers. And that's just going to keep going down. Yeah, that's game. Whew. Hot. That was aggressive. Angry builds right there. All right. Starkiller's out of it. Alright, I don't need to be in that anymore because the finals are going on and being casted. Alright. Cool. Actually, I'm curious. That's not an emoji. That's not an emoji. That is. That is. That is. one's not. What other ones are there? Alright. So if I do that. Because whenever I try to make the angry face, it's a bracket and then the sad face. So, noted. I could just do that. But that looks very strange. Or wait. Damn it, that's one too. That's so derpy looking. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work. Maybe if I give it a nose. No. Jeez, I need to... my carb crash is already happening. Jeez. I don't think the Light News is going to be on the mainstream, is it? Oh, wait, yeah, the Australia game's probably done by now. Let's see. Well, it's not reported yet. So, I guess... if Australia vs. Firefox isn't done, then we will be proceeding, probably. Alright, I guess I'll just switch servers. Where? There. Oh, am I not the caster? Uh-oh. Not again. Hate when that happens. Oh boy, I might have to talk with somebody else. I mean, I'm starting to mellow out a little bit and not talk as much. Mostly because I'm spacing out, but... Oh, wrong caster. It's looking for me. Whoops. Yeah, if I do that, I'm probably turning off this main stream, and then it's probably just going to host the main, right? I'm assuming. Do. Yeah. Poor Lights. Like, wondering if he's got to be the messenger and stuff. Angry John portrait. Yeah. Good old Kaczynski, of course. What is the 10 wins random portrait again? Is it the Marine? Ah. 10 games as Terran. Oh, team games. Ah, it's the Reaper. Whenever I see the Reaper's gas mask, I always think it's like an electric razor. Actually, he's wearing a gas mask. I guess he's the closest to a vacuum cleaner, which is what this name is, by the way, in French. That's vacuum cleaner. Hence the, actually, if I go to my, this. See, that's why it has a dust buster on it. So this is my vacuum cleaner. It says hi. My team is the best. Long live. Actually, this isn't even relevant anymore. Hey, what is it? 1719. Okay. Not that it matters, but. Let me see if I... Do you duo? Alright, hold up. Where is it? I can't brain. Alright, so I'm gonna turn off the stream. You guys can go to the main channel. Alright? So you guys enjoy the main channel. Alright. Signing off. Peace, guys.